What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. Short video today. I just wanted to talk really quick about what has been going on the last couple of days in the industry, in the hobby. A lot of big news been happening the last few days. Starting off with the most obvious one, which is Joe Orlando stepping down as CEO of PSA, and Nat Turner, who was previously just kind of chairman of the board of Collectors Universe, now going to be the CEO for PSA, which is very interesting. And then another bit of information that that popped up here in the last couple of weeks. It kind of went unnoticed, I'd say. That I haven't really seen too much about, or at least too much conversation about. So we'll dive into that too. So like, comment, subscribe. I got to keep reminding myself to tell you guys to do that. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at Retro Hoop Collectibles. Also follow Collect 3D Prints on Instagram at Collect 3D Prints, and then check them out at collect3dprints.com. So let's kind of get into the first bit of news, which I'm pretty sure everybody's seen already. Joe Orlando stepping down as CEO or leaving PSA. I gotta say, I read his email, or the email that all of us got if you're part of the PSA Collectors Club. I read the email, and it very much sounded like all of the other emails that I have seen throughout my career in corporate America, where somebody was politely asked, and maybe it was suggested that they step down. Nothing about the history of what we've seen going on with PSA in the last maybe 2 years tells me that Mr. Joe Orlando left willingly. That's just my speculation. That's the way I read his email and some of the buzzwords and keywords that I look for whenever I'm reading the farewell emails from executives within the company that I work for, that I've seen over the years. So I'll start with that. Second of all, I'll say that I think it was a good thing for PSA to have Joe Orlando leave. The reason why I say that is because the reason why they are in the debacle that they are in at the moment, with the backups and the backlogs and all that stuff, a lot of it has to do with the fact that Joe Orlando mismanaged the business. It's, I mean, listen, the guy's got a great smile. He looks like he gets his hair cut at Supercuts. He seems like he's a regular old guy, right? But you know, he botched the handling of this sudden influx of orders, and didn't do a proper job of managing, keeping up with the demand. That's just, once again, my opinion. They've been doing a great job recently of scaling up and trying to get from underneath this big mountain, but ultimately they got underneath the mountain on Joe Orlando's watch. Nat Turner Collectors Universe, aka Nat Turner, and investors bought PSA, and then now they're replacing them. I kind of saw that coming. I mean, I can't say that I don't think it's the wrong move. I think it's a great move. However, Nat Turner now CEO of PSA. We'll see what he does. You guys know my thoughts on him. He seems to be kind of goofy, but I did a little bit of research on him as far as his track record as a CEO. He seems to be somebody who does a pretty good job of coming in and really streamlining and upgrading processes and bringing companies up to speed in whatever industry they may be in. So hopefully we'll start to see some vast improvements. Nat Turner and the group at Collectors Universe have been really dumping a lot of money and a lot of things into getting PSA up to speed and getting them set up to be successful going forward. So what that translates into, whether or not I'm going to get my Hakeem Olajuwons anytime soon, Lord knows, right? But I'm not going to speculate on that. If you want to, you can go read his farewell message. I think it's on the website. If not, if you didn't get the email, I think it's on the website. So that's the one thing that I think that everybody already heard about. Everybody knows. We've seen it. Everybody's talking about it. One of the things that's pretty interesting, though, is the fact that this came just on the cusp of them buying Golden Auctions, and I've seen some of the press releases for that, and they're talking about building a marketplace. And I really think that Nat Turner, Collectors Universe, and that group are really trying to put the selling of collectibles, cards in particular, back in the hands of the hobby. I think they're trying to pull as much business away from eBay as possible. So that's going to be interesting. Don't be surprised if you see within the next year or so some sort of buyout, merger, acquisition of one of the big consignment houses, of the PWCCs, the Probsteins, the Four Corners, something like that, to be either bought out or bought up or consolidated or something. Just because I think they're really trying to build like this big end-to-end thing within the sports card industry. So don't be surprised. There's some rumors going on about PSA buying out SGC or CSG. Don't really see that happening. Don't really see PSA buying out anybody. They've dumped way too much money into it to try to make it better than everything else. They are clearly the number one in terms of volume. I think they're still holding pretty strong in terms of resale values. SGC and CSGs are kind of creeping up in there and taking into that market a little bit, but I don't see PSA buying out any one of the next competitors or buying out their competitors in terms of grading. I think they feel pretty confident in what they have going forward, and I just don't really see that happening. So anyway, so that's one thing. The other thing that I want to talk about is basically Alex Rodriguez trying to buy Panini. Now, that's a very oversimplified way of saying it, right? It's not exactly happening that way. Alex Rodriguez and a group of investors formed a SPAC, which is called, like a special acquisitions company, in order to buy Panini. So if you're not familiar with the way SPACs work, I had to look it up myself. I was kind of familiar with it, but not so much. It's basically a way to take a company public without doing the normal IPOs and all that other stuff. So Alex Rodriguez and a group of his really super high-end rich buddies got together and put together like $3 billion in an effort to merge with Panini and then take Panini public. Panini, as you guys know, is Panini is not public. They're a private company that I've actually been doing a little bit of research on them too. They actually started out by making stickers for the World Cup. That was kind of their thing, and they've grown now to this global conglomerate of sports cards. So but that's another interesting one too, because there's a lot of money. People are really starting to see the value not only in sports cards but sports collectibles, and then the idea of collectibles on digital collectibles, the NFTs, the blockchain stuff that Panini's already doing. I think they're kind of ahead of the game there. And then Topps doing their Topps NFT thing recently, and that was met with some sort of success. I just think that Panini was the next big one, right, to go after. So that's huge because again, big money coming into the industry, coming into the hobby. And for those of us that are wishing that things would go back to $200 a box for a hobby box, that ain't happening, champ. There's some big business going into this. There is a large generation of us, those of us that are in my age group, the 35 to 42 or 32 to 45 age group. Those of us that have done pretty well for ourselves, and now we're trying to invest in sports cards and trying to relive some of that nostalgia, right? I mean, clearly, for me, it's a big nostalgia play. So, especially since basketball just isn't what it is, and it isn't what it used to be. And so a lot of the players that I covet and that I watch and that I collect are from a bygone era. So anybody who's looking to tap into that market right now is gonna try to do so in a big way. And I think Alex Rodriguez in this SPAC, I think it's called Slam Incorporated. They put together a company called Slam Inc. or Slam something like that. Special purpose acquisition company called Slam. Yeah. formed by Alex Rodriguez, is said to be in merger talks with Panini in a deal that would value the company, the combined entity, to $3 billion or more. So Panini, $3 billion company, $3 billion valuation. Let me see what they're. I think if you're doing a special acquisition, you can't start at more than $10 or something like that. So about $9 stock. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to talk about that because I think that's a really huge thing. This deal here comes on right after Mudrick bought Topps, which is in here back in April. They did the same thing to take them public. So it's just some big business. This can't be anything but good for the sports card community. This is how I feel. I mean, you guys tell me what you feel, but big money like this coming into it, a lot more product, hopefully a lot better product, hopefully some better, some better quality control going into this. But we'll see. I think anytime that people take interest and invest and put their collective minds and their collective expertise into something, it can only be better. Hopefully that ends up being the case. Hopefully Nat Turner doesn't continue to add stones to his gauntlet and ultimately become hold the monopoly for everything in the industry, which it's kind of looking like he's heading that way. But it is what it is. Anytime money comes into it, it's always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. And hopefully they just continue to grow the market and grow the business and grow the hobby, and we get to enjoy some more pretty cool shit. So that's it. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit and kind of bring that up. You guys tell me what you think. As always, I'm always looking for your input and your comments on the situation. What do you think? Do you think Nat Turner is really trying to run the gamut on pretty much a start to finish situation with the sports card industry? And what do you think about A-Rod and his group of billionaire boys club trying to buy out Panini and see what that does for us? It can't be anything. It can't be nothing but good, especially if they can get an MLB license. I think I want to say it was either on Sports Card Investor or Graded Card Investor mentioning something about how they wished the licenses would just be free, to where Topps can do basketball again and Panini can do baseball, and that'd be kind of dope. So anyway, or it might have been Nat Turner himself. Now I'm thinking about it, on Sports Card Investor. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think. As always, I appreciate y'all watching. Again, follow me on Instagram at RetroHoopBreaks. Check us out at collect3dprints.com, and also check out their Instagram at collect3dprints. As always, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all commenting. I love y'all. Peace.